Hello. I'm driving, but I figure I'd try to do something a little bit different this time. Seems like this is the only place I'm ever sitting when I'm doing a video, so I might as well add driving. Maybe you can see the wonderful background. Just a quick little video. I just wanted to make note of something that was a little saddening and frustrating for me. It's the 21st of September, and it's a Wednesday. And just this last weekend, I think on Friday or Saturday, I sent a text to your mom asking her if I could call and just tell you guys that I loved you. And the response I got, it won't be perfect, but the response I got essentially was something to the effect of, I'll let them know they're with friends. So, I've yet to be able to have the chance to call and talk to you guys. It's well-covered territory as far as the other videos go, where either you don't want to talk to me or your mom tells me that you don't want to talk to me, both which are sad. But, boy, I'll tell you what, the most frustrating part about this particular weekend was I sent that text and it said you guys were busy with friends. Well, Saturday, I believe it was Saturday, maybe we were watching football, it could have been Sunday, no, it was Saturday, I know this. Saturday I go down to the QT by our house and I'm getting gas or getting something at QT, and I get ready to drive away and I see this silver Yukon, Suburban, whatever it is that your mom drives, drive by in front of me, and I think to myself, man, that looks an awful lot like Stacia's truck. And sure enough, just as soon as the back end of the car clears my view, I look down at the license plate. And what do you know? It says, Mama Miz. And I'm thinking, what the crap? What's up with this? So I go and I pull up next to the passenger window, because at this point, I realize it's Todd. At this point, Todd has pulled into a parking spot, and I roll my window down, and Todd was obviously very surprised to see me. Probably not as surprised as I was to see him. And like, what's going on? What are you doing here? Oh, well, we're in town visiting friends. And long story short, essentially, I asked Todd, I said, it's really frustrating to just want to call your kids and tell them that you love them, and yet I have not been allowed to do that. You guys aren't allowing that to happen. And he told me, well, we tell the girls, we let them know, and maybe they do, maybe they tell you, but I asked Todd, I said, do you understand how frustrating it would be to just want to call your kids and tell them that you love them? And he said, yeah, I'm sure that's understanding. And there's been oftentimes where I have to give Todd credit, because at least he seems like he understands. Maybe after the fact he doesn't agree with me or doesn't understand, he just tells me that he understands, but for the most part it seems like he's been pretty level-headed. But I was just like, I was shaking when I was there. I didn't even know what to say or do, and I was just like, what are you doing here? And then to find out that you guys are in town, and my text on Friday that was about calling and saying I love you, the response about they're busy with friends, our friends here, not more than a few miles away, makes me feel horrible. And it's like, think about it. Here's the way I have to say it, and maybe I'm going to start being a little bit more direct about my conversations and stuff. I just want to call it like it is. I don't want to point fingers and things like that too much, but I just want to call things like they are. We've made some changes. For the sake of everybody involved, I stepped back and said, here, be with your mom, go. You guys moved to St. George. All this stuff about whether or not you had a loyalty to want to stay at Dad's house or wanted to be around me, I don't know what's happened to create such a distance from you guys. I really honestly don't. I have my thoughts and ideas, but you live in St. George now. I'm not a, I don't know how to describe it, but like, you don't have to, your mom doesn't have to concern herself with me over inserting myself into your lives. You're in a different state now, a completely different state. So even if I wanted to make a phone call, you're in another state. You're in a completely different place. And so, you know how sad it is that you've driven all the way down here to Arizona and you're not more than a few miles away, and the courtesy, even the courtesy of knowing, like, hey, we're in a completely different state now. You know, it's not like Dad John, you know, is requiring and taking up so much of the time that you have with your mom. You live with your mom now. You're in St. George, and yet you've driven all the way down here to Arizona. And honestly, I can't be afforded 5 minutes to see you and say hello. Like, really? You can't call me and let me know that we're going to be in town to visit some friends. Would you like to come by and just see the girls and say hello? And who knows? Maybe she asked you guys and you didn't want that. I don't know. But I hope that someday in life, like I've said a million times in videos, I hope that someday in life you guys understand, like, what that means and how that feels, and that it all makes sense to you. Like, I don't know, a few miles away and I can't even come by and see you guys. I thought about coming down and going to your church the very next day, but I knew the problems that would create. And so I didn't want to rock the boat. I know that it would have been translated into, you know, you're just making it really hard on the girls and you're just really messing them up. And it's like, what are you talking about? They're my kids. I want to see them. I love them. I'd take any chance to see you guys and just hug you or just tell you I love you. All I've asked for since you've left to go to Utah has just been a couple phone calls. Haven't had that. And then you're just a few miles away on a weekend and you can't call and allow me to come by and see you. Take out 5 minutes of your time, literally 5 minutes. I don't even need to take you to dinner. I don't need to. I'd love to have you come see me, but I don't need to take you to dinner or to go get ice cream or anything like that. I would just love to see you and tell you I love you. And yet, nope, that's not going to happen. At all costs, that's not going to happen. So I just wanted to make you aware of that, because I don't know sometimes, honestly, if you guys are really understanding what's going on in regards to my end of things. But I don't know. Wish I could have seen you. I love you guys. Hopefully someday this all changes. Hopefully someday you guys understand where I'm coming from. That's why I'm doing these videos, just so that you guys will understand someday. And hopefully you'll realize that this whole time I've just been devastated and completely just had my heart ripped out by trying to do the right thing and trying to step back and trying to de-escalate a situation, allowing you guys to continue on with your lives in a happy, more relaxed way, instead of all the stress that was involved with 2 households. And it just totally backfired. I have a lot of regrets. But I love you. I'm sorry I didn't get to see you when you came to Arizona. I just wanted to let you know that happened, because sometimes I don't know if you do. So, just getting home. Gonna get the mail, and I'll do another video later. See ya.